Hey everyone, and welcome to episode 10 of Rawlins Rambles. A few lessons, man, life is full of lessons, hey? So 3 quick lessons that I've learned recently. First, just recently through readings and devotions, just this call to live moment by moment. Don't get caught up in thinking about the past or the far future, but moment by moment. And that kind of makes me think, okay, well, interaction by interaction. What are the people on the other side of those things feeling? What do they feel in my presence? So are our interactions making them more or less confident? Are they feeling more or less anxious? Are they relaxed or uptight? Are they encouraged to think deeply about life, or just do they feel more free to soar, or are they feeling like they're trying to, on their tippy toes, to live up to our expectations? Do our actions and our words encourage them to criticize others or to empathize with their situations? Do they feel encouraged to build others up or tear them down by the way we either tear people down or build people up? Do they feel encouraged to just become complacent and settle, or are they inspired by us to live with that breathless anticipation for life we talked about before? And are they encouraged to follow the world's patterns, or maybe choose a higher path of love and Christ's love for them? Secondly, the father of a bride, a couple weeks ago at Kirsten and Jeremy's wedding, Paul Mosey gave these 3 key points for them, and I thought it was beautiful. So I thought, hey, why not share it? First, be a lifelong student of each other. Again, that intentionality of, hey, like, I'm going to choose to continue to get to know you. I want to get to know who you are because I know you're a dynamic person. Wow, imagine how that other person, any relationship you're in, how they would feel if they felt that amount of investment. 2, be a disciple of Christ. First and foremost, follow Christ. And who is Christ and what does Christ stand for? Christ demonstrated that ultimate love, sacrificing his life for us. And he said, this is how they will know you are my disciples. Not by any, no, this is how, that you love one another. So beautiful. And 3, similar to that second point, live your life for the greater glory of God. If you are getting into, well, he was saying, into this marriage for your own happiness, it's going to fail. Or at least fail you in supplying that happiness. Set your bar higher. Understand that, hey, your life can be so much more than just seeking happiness for you. It can be for the glory of God, for serving others, for loving others. And third lesson that I learned in my dad's tribute to my grandfather at his celebration of life on Sunday. Beautiful tribute, and he included Colossians 3:12. This is the Message, so a little different, but these are some aspects or characteristics that he described my grandfather with, and I just thought, wow, what an inspirational scripture to strive for. So chosen by God for this new life of love, dress in the wardrobe God picked out for you: compassion, kindness, humility, quiet strength, discipline. Be even-tempered, content with second place, quick to forgive an offense. Forgive as quickly and completely as the Master forgave you. And regardless of what else you put on, wear love. It's your basic, all-purpose garment. Never be without it. Man, thank you so much, Dad. And wow, so cool, because I really believe, again, this is this whole point of this video series, to live sustainable, to develop sustainably around the world. We need to have that mindset. We need to be content with second place. We need to be compassionate, to be kind, to be humble, to be disciplined, and we need to live lives of love. With that said, goal number 9 is to build resilient infrastructure, promote inclusive and sustainable industrialization, and foster innovation. And I'm just going to quickly, because it's such a big, broad concept, I'm going to focus on the 1: quality, reliable, sustainable, and resilient infrastructure. So what is resilient infrastructure? Well, that's kind of what I'm looking at in my research. So resilience is this idea of bouncing back from struggle, or being able to adapt to failures of a system failing. And what's so cool in my field of research is, again, tough requirements to have that bounce back ability. It requires interconnectedness between multiple stakeholders, integration, diverse and redundant forms of defense, and just lots of communication. And it's honestly a very difficult thing to design, infrastructure that is so flexible. What's so cool is that in my field of research and a lot of other fields, people are starting to look nowhere else but nature to find inspiration for resilience. Because guess what? People are starting to realize that, oh, that coastal mangrove that was destroyed to put in that seawall is actually way more able to adapt to the changing sea level, or adapt or get through a crazy 200-year storm event than that seawall that we only designed for X amount of rainfall or X amount of storm surge. So yeah, this whole idea of nature-based solutions. Now, obviously, more nature is fantastic for the environment. More nature is also fantastic socially. A huge movement is urban forests, which do so much in terms of citizen mental health, air quality, so their actual physical health. But again, the next step is showing, and which is so inspiring, is showing their economic value. So in New York, their urban forest is valued at tens of millions of dollars because of the eco services they provide. Even a case study was just done in Ontario showing how many millions of dollars worth a planting of trees, a set of trees in Mississauga or Toronto would be worth. So that's so cool that we're acknowledging nature does such a good job of having multiple stakeholders, multiple lines of defense, an ability to react to its dynamics, not just this concrete structure. It's so cool to be a part of that research. Which brings me to my last thing, Rocha, R-O-C-H-A, is an organization focused on creation care. This idea, they stand by this idea that if we are kidding ourselves and probably hurting ourselves, or not probably, definitely hurting ourselves, if we think as humans we can exist outside of our natural world. It is impossible. We are created as part of this world, and out of that, they're focused on environmental conservation, teaching people, especially youth, about the environment and the importance of it, and also showing marginalized populations around the world that, wow, look at this intrinsic worth you have. Maybe not economically, or maybe not in this social construct, but just because you are part of this created world. And so they partake in sustainable agricultural education and practices. So cool. So how then shall we live? One, I guess, because infrastructure is such a big kind of system thing, am I living a life, or are we living lives that are demanding unsustainable infrastructure development? I can think, okay, so I drive a gas-powered car quite often. I also walk into, in terms of food infrastructure, food system infrastructure, I walk into a grocery store and expect every single fruit all year round. Yeah, maybe I'll expect to pay a bit more, but I expect that. Should I think twice about that? Is that sustainable for me in the future, my kids, my grandchildren, or even just the people that climate change is impacting right now? And secondly, so along those lines, understand sustainable and resilient are all-encompassing. I cannot say sustainable, I cannot claim something to be sustainable or resilient if I'm not looking at the broader picture, again, outside myself, again, taking that view of compassion or humility and saying, hey, it's not just about me, it's what is this action, what is this system, what is this infrastructure going to do to the environment, other people in my neighborhood, other people around the world, even the economic system. And then kind of, personally, does the infrastructure of our lives reflect that balanced, diverse, and interconnectedness of the natural world that even engineering is looking to? So yeah, do I have balance in my time spent working, my relationships, just downtime? Yeah, am I understanding that I am actually a critical part of, but also dependent on that natural world? Anyways, definitely a big ramble. Have a great day. See ya.